morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Sunday, fun day. Ready to go into swimming? Everyone's here, bright, cheery, smiley, happy. Awesome day to get it going. We're going to come to the center part of our mat. We're going to bring our feet about a hip width apart and then angle the toes outward. As we find straightness in the legs, you want to hollow out the belly, draw the shoulders out to your ears, and then rotate the palms face forward with a slight bend in your elbow. I'd like you to pull the elbows backwards. And as we hold this, I'd like you to kind of give me a little bit of a plie squat. Lower and raise the hips. So rhythmic up and down. Explore the range of motion. As we get started today, we realize, of course, we're getting warmed up. A little bit of work today, a lot more stretchy, bendy stuff. And the next breath up, hold up, step the feet straight forward, and extend the arms all the way out and rotate the palms to face while you cup your hands. Begin to lower the hips and extend the depth of that squat that we've been doing. Slowly up, slowly down, for the range down, and you can't get taller than you already are, but if you sink to new lows today, you can keep the upper body relaxed, the gaze straight forward, pull your chin in towards the neck, then hold up, reach up, for vertical view of the arms, and use those imaginary cupping hands, hands that are cupped on imaginary strings to pull everything towards the sky. And a diagonal, a little slight bias as you take a big breath in, and as you exhale, reach the arms forward, pull the hips back, hold it all the way down, let your fingertips arrive upon the earth, inhale and extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. And do this for a few more repetitions. While you hold it back, extend it. Take the ball of each big toe, push it to the mat, and straighten the legs as you draw the hips backwards. Keeping that pull of the hips backwards. Let's walk the fingers forward. Fill those lungs, and as you exhale, let the upper body fold in Pilates style. Stack each vertebrae as you raise up the body and salute the sun. Powerful exhale, hold. Hands walk forward, feet step back into plank. Knees descend to the earth. Keeping toes tucked, draw the hips backwards. And then float them forward. What we were doing is literally floating back to feel a nice range of motion, both in the forward and the back. And we're going to modify this as we continue. As you hold back, use the arm to push back a little more, and you bring extension to the back, pull the chin into the neck. And as you keep that long spine, chin pulling to the neck, float it forward. Bring the shoulders up over those wrists. Separate the hands a little wider than your shoulders. Now allow the pelvic girdle to kind of float towards the earth. And as you float down, we engage that six-pack muscle. As we inhale and draw back the hips, we do so with the realization that this is our new range of motion. Slowly both floating forward, hips lowering, and then pulling back. Hips touching, we're moving towards the heel. And as we make this movement happen a couple more times, use it with breath. Inhaling as you come forward and lowering, and exhaling as you pull back. Let's bring the hands to under shoulder as we calm the movement and provide a little more stability. The body nice and stable. I'd like you to have your chest rock in between your arms as you spiral your elbows inwardly. Take the back of the head and pull it to the sky. Let's draw back the hips. Keep the hips draw back. Now bring flexion to that spine. That is just like a cat. Going to float the cat forward. We have shoulders over wrists. And they're going to take the tailbone in the back of the head and pull it to the sky. We cow-like the body and float backwards. So cat forward and cow back. And move that way for a few repetitions. We bring calmness to this movement. Make sure your toes are tucked. Pull the knees up slightly off the earth and just rock and roll front to back, and then calm, and then move side to side, and then calm, and then pull the hips upward and drive the heels earthward as you walk the hands back towards the feet. Finding balance from front to back of foot. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. As you unfold, Pilates style, arise and salute the sun. Hands remain cupped. Let's take the right hand and bring it down onto the right hip. Take the left hand and reach up high to the sky. As we use the right hand to push the left hip sideways, we're going to take the left arm. As we pull the arm long, we're going to let the arm grip towards the head. And as we inhale, we're going to raise back up, sweep up opposite side, change up to the opposite side, pull long as you push out that right hip, legs are straight, and then we're going to alternate from side to side, nice and slowly. Slow rhythm, all the way, lengthen to that body of ours, giving a nice lateral length stretch. And as we bring both hands now to salute the sun, big inhale, powerful exhale, fold. Fingertips upon the floor or on knee, whatever is your version of downward facing. Inhale, extend, flat back, exhale, fold. And do that a couple more times. While we keep the back in extension, lift, walk the plank. Knees drop to the earth. Hips, we descend the pubis to the earth. I'd like you to take an imaginary spring on each shoulder and pull it off the center line of the body. Take the, another imaginary string and tie it to the top of the head and pull the neck and head along. 2 movements, shoulders pulling out, heads pulling up. Hollow out the belly. Now, float back, arch the back, round it. Let the hips drop towards the heel. As we come into child's pose, flip onto the tops of the feet and see if you can have your hips descend towards the heel. Feel a nice stretch through your shin. Take a big inhale, extend the spine, tuck the toes, float the knees, pull up and back to down dog, walk back to plank, walk it back, inhale, extend, exhale, fold, inhale, extend, and unfold. We reverse swan dive all the way up. Hold high to the sky, take a big inhale, and exhale, hands come over heart, take the left foot, step forward. Separate, we have enough width for balance. Keep the heel of that back foot aiming to the sky. Now, as you inhale, left hip chops as we come forward, the upper body, spine, and long. If you're gazing to the earth or gazing up at the sky, neutralize that. Just pick about 10 feet in front of you. Distance. Get an idea. There's going to be a slight bend in that left knee. Start making a little more chop through the hip with bend. Going to reduce the angle between upper body and thigh. If we hold on this, I'd like you to focus on foot, the left foot. All of that left big toe, pushing to the mat. Then taking that left heel now and pushing it to the mat. You straighten that left leg. Now, with a certain amount of push from the right leg, I'd like you to bend the left knee as the right leg pushes forward. We load into those quadriceps, those big muscles you might also feel
That gluteal of yours is working. Now we're going to resist. We push back to straighten the left leg. And now that we have this articulated, we're going to do this a few more repetitions. Slow, steady push, both ways. We're working under resistance. Feel like a little burning. Hopefully we're getting there. On the next, straighten the left leg. Bring the upper body vertical. Still keeping the hands over apart. We take the right heel, we drive it to the earth, and slowly raise it up. It's important that the practice of movement here is not against by gravity. You're slowly pushing, resisting the movement down at the heel as you are as you push up. Do that for a couple of repetitions. We hold up. Once again, we're going to take our start. Excuse me. Let it again. Take a chop through the hip, lean it in, and now we're going to add in the arms. Arms extended forward. Hands remain cupped. Cupped hands have an imaginary grapefruit that has a string attached, pulling and move away from the body. If we keep that pull of the string, raise the arms. As we keep the pull of the string, lower the arms. As we pull through the hips, open the palms, and keep the fingers cupped. As we inhale, raise forward. As we exhale, lower back. And do this for a couple more repetitions. Now, hold it in the back. Keep those imaginary strings pulling right out the chest. Rock that chin, pull it in towards the neck. Keep the hands rotating externally. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, sweep the hands to the sky. Let those fingers relax as you send hands over heart and step the back foot forward. Shake out that left leg if you need to. And if you're ready, and when you're ready, step the left foot back. Or, in other words, which side? All right, now, relatively straight in that front leg. We're going to facilitate same exercise as we gently push forward with the left leg and allow the right knee to bend and extend with hands over heart. We got that chop to the right hip. We've leant in, leaned in enough where we feel the work sufficient for our body. Further you lean in, more the workload is. So adjust if you need to be a little more vertical, please do so. Remember, ball of big toe, still connected. Heel, pushing the effort up. Ball of big toe, feeling the pressure as we move the knee forward. Couple more repetitions, nice and slow, purposeful, deliberate, feeling that work, enjoying it hopefully. Now, holding up, back heel, rise to the earth, raises up. We can verticalize the upper body, so we load a little more to that back leg, slowly up, slowly down, rep it out, enjoy the journey. Holding up, once again, chopping through the right hip, leaning in and finding that desired level of workload through the body as the arms reach forward. Imaginary springs on the grapefruits, pull high to the sky, and continue to pull downward, earthward as we rotate through and open the palms to face outward. Let's do this for a few repetitions, nice and slow. Let that warmth build on that right cheek. We can assist some of the workload not only by adjusting the lean of the upper body, but by push back foot. So, for example, if you wanted more, you push a little more forward, you back off, well, not so. Right, next one up, and extend over heart, back twist, forward, give it a shake, give it a go. It's not all over, not all. And we have more coming up. With hands over heart, keep that up. Take that booty and draw it back. We begin to lengthen it from completing. Tabletop the back, spine long, and please make sure your head is not falling off your body. Hold it long, kick the back of the head towards the sky. Now, take your belly button, pull it up and in to the spine. As you keep that pull, proud of the chest, and then slowly unhinge, back to standing. Hands push the sky. Big inhale, powerful exhale, left foot step back as we bring width to the stand. Make it as wide as you can and as stable as you can. And this time turn the toes into the center line. With hands upon hip, we're going to pull that butt back with legs straight, like you pull butt back and pull halfway down. For your version back. Now, back up. Hold up. Take the elbows and pull them in towards the center line. If the neck is compressing, create length through it, and take your chin and draw it in. Pull that booty back and pull forward halfway. Keep the spine trying to gain length with all of the range of motion that we are practicing right here. Spine gaining length, hips pull back, holding down, and raising back up. Now, on the next repetition down. Holding them, taking the heels and trying to spiral them away from the central line. As you continue that spiral, hands to shin, or if it's available today, fingertips to the floor. The availability is going to be based upon spinal follow. You can be nice and long, hips upon the floor, good stuff, and good stuff if they don't go down there, they're just on the shin, trying a little bit of offset of weight. We're going to draw the hips backwards, almost toppling backwards with that real noticeable weight in the heel of the foot. Walk the fingertips forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep that back extending, proud of the chest. And if you keep the chest proud, hold down a little more toward that stretch. The back still extension. And back to tabletop. Step the toes, angle away from the center. You have a nice wide stance. I'd like you to walk the hands back, bend both knees. Now, forward range of motion. 2 knees. A little more than what range? Always put forearm on your thigh. And then try to extend more. Enjoy a little depth with this. See if you can lower the hips a little more. Take your time. Just enjoy this. Instead of stretchy candy stuff that I was talking about earlier. Chest is proud. Hands come over hard. If you want to freeze that workload, you can take a little deeper. If it's too much, you can always come back with forearms on top. You're going to hold on this for a second or two. And then from the heel, you're going to push, raise the hips. And we're going to lower the hips. As we lower the ball of the big toes, switching the orientation of the weight to the foot. Heels as we push to raise. And the ball of the big toe that's go off as we lower down. It's a little nuanced, but find your best version of it. Slowly up, slowly down. On the down, we're going to raise the sky and stand forward, hands over the top. So as we progress this, enjoy the work, experience as best you can. We'll do a couple more repetitions. I mean, all the way up this time, step your toes straight forward. Pull back with the hips. Hands to shins or fingertips. Letting them where your body is available 3 to 4 hours a day. And we're going to start windmill. Remember that taking the right arm and raising it and alternating from side to side. As you practice the alternation, I also like to try to practice pull back the hips. Maintain as best and weight bearing is the heel of the foot. Great exercise for your spinal column. Not only to practice stability, your spinal column, but it also helps to strengthen a lot of the small muscles of the spine, gators, the little small muscles that often get abused when we sit for long periods of time. You might find fatigue sitting in, and continue to rep this out and take a break as you need. Remember, this is a journey. People arrive at the journey faster, but the destination faster. Another couple reps, so we're moving on. Bringing the hands back to earth. Walking the feet back under hips. Inhale, extending to a flat back. Pushing the ball of each big toe as you bring straightness to the legs. Drawing the hips backwards. Fingers walk forward. Pull that head long. Inhale deeply. Round up the chest. Exhale and fold. Pilates style. Bring it all the way back up. A lot of inversion. We bring hands over heart. Thank you for that work there. We got more ahead of us. Bringing the feet wider than hip width apart. Take the heels and open the toes later. Now, straightness to the legs. And then we're going to bend the knees. So we're bringing knees kind of diagonally in and out. We have the toes aiming in the direction of the travel of the knees. So it doesn't have to be a big turn in. The important part is the destination, the travel of the knees, traveling in toe box in the middle of the toe box. With the toes sinking down, trying not to wait for the pelvis, keeping the spine long. Couple more repetitions. Stand tall. Go. Be straightforward. Big inhale. Exhale. Move the sun. Big inhale. Exhale. Fold. Take it down. Speak. Excuse me. Morning, everybody. Water. We come into that leg pose and separate the feet wider than hip width apart. That brings the activation of the shin muscle, like pulling your toes towards the shins themselves. That's nice and proud. Let's take the hands, frame out that left leg, and then walk forward with a straight, long, still relaxed, but long spinal column. As we pull forward, you might see body reaction based on muscle, not really strength, but muscle length. What I mean by that is you might see your knees starting to pull up off here. So I like you to just move enough forward where you can get really high, long spine, as we minimize the angle between your upper body and your thigh. So if we work to increase that angle, something's got to give on the backside. You gain on one, you lose the other. Losing angle on the front, we need to gain length on the opposite side. The actual stretching rate, probably feel a little bit. Hammies working to kind of go up. If I do this, find it here for 25, 30 seconds. And then after that, we're going to basically walk it back. Switch up sides, framing of that right leg and lowering down. Spine long. Find the nuanced difference. Spine long versus spine flexion. A lot of times people perceive they're getting their upper body close to the leg is optimizing the stretch. But that may be true, stretch the muscles, spinal column. But we're working on back upper leg again. On that nice long spinal column, give that nice long pull, better pull to that muscle. But if we reduce that angle, we know reduce the angle on one side, you reduce something, you gain something. Let's Digging it a little deeper into this. If you feel your rough lungs, walk it back, step the feet in ever so slightly. And I'm just moving to scooch my hips forward so I can bring my heels just in towards the butt, not exactly at that level. And then I'm going to bring my hands to the heart and in Lottie style, vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering down the body. Oh, see how smooth that was? Flop. All right, we're going to keep that low back. Then rock the pelvic girdle forward and back and get as much of that low back skin connected to the mat. Now, if you need to step your feet in a little more to achieve that skin touch lower back, please do what you need. Your body, you'll figure that out. If you get that figured out, I'd like you to take the upper body and focus on your back, across the shoulders. Sometimes we'll ride on the reach place on the back of the shoulder blade, like it's going to flatten out middle of the shoulder blades by imagining you're pulling shoulders themselves off the center line of the body. Back of the head, like it's kind of pressing slightly, gently on that anatomy. Let's rotate the chin inward, downward, so kind of focus on the change the touch point in the back of the head. Pull that chin in towards the neck. Find that experience. Find what works for you. It may not go exactly like I'm describing, but it's that little bit of rotation, inward rotation of the chin, keeping the shoulder blades nice and flat. Just enjoying this for a couple of seconds. And then we're going to rotate the head to the right. Now, slowly do this and keep in track with your body. You might notice that if you start to rotate the head, other areas of the body, the shoulders in particular, start to adjust to allow you to do so. And I'd like you to just keep the shoulders nice and calm. We work to stretch the muscles of the neck, sternocleidomastoid, and we've got scaling, just the muscles that are often, affected by sedentary behavior, sitting, driving, slowly rotating from right side to left side, trying to maintain that nice positional awareness, maintain positional awareness of your shoulders. You might find that as you rotate to the left blade wants of the shoulder wants to lift up off the ground. Nobody keep both palms. It's a little bit of practice of muscle memory. The bitch. We got to kind of retrain some of these muscles to kind of be more calm, less getting into internal rotation of the body, like the experience when it's stiff. All right, let's calm the head, looking straight up. We're going to bring chin, drop it into the chest, and begin to peel up vertebrae by vertebrae. Excuse me. All the way up to the seated position. Knees are still bent. We're going to bring hands over our knees. And as we hold on this, I'd like you to take a little bit of opportunity to allow that back to flex out. This is really thoracic or upper back flexing. And then we're going to do the opposite, which is extension. And then we're going to pull the shoulders downward as we crowd out the chest. And we'll pop at about a 3-degree angle. So not up too high, not down too low. Just lifting off and just like this rising. Using now the arms pull back, not putting pressure to the kneecaps, just creating muscle activation. Back muscle, chest neck. Arms release forward. That arms rotate so the arms stay the side. Now, extend the fingers. Great. We have each 4 fingers. And string pulling forward. If that string pulls forward, I like to pull it forward backwards and crowd up. Slowly, body style, while we breathe, pulling on the fingers, vertebrae by vertebrae, descend to the earth. Turn the palms to face,
As we fold the arms long, we don't go to the floor this time. We're going to keep the peripheral view, the arm. Strings are still pulling on the 4 fingers. Like you step the feet in and rock your pelvic girdle so you get that low back spin. If the arms continue to pull long now, we're going to extend. Left leg, right leg, all the way out. Point the toes. Pull with them to get lower body lengthening. The upper body, pull the opposite direction. All right, we slide the heels ever so slightly in. We want to make sure we have the heels separated, wider, just barely wider than hip width apart. Take the feet, flex them, rotate the thighs in, and rotate the toes. Now, while we hold on this, I'd like you to take the feet and make an extra effort to try to pull the toes, the big toes, in towards the shin. And you create that flexion in the foot, and it can follow up the belly, round up the chest, bring the arms down beside the body, flattening through the shoulder blades, keeping that chest nice and proud, with a nice relaxed neck, have that fingertips touched. And it's just like you could have a tennis ball on the floor and the top with the fingers gently touching you rotate the elbows towards you, keeping that chest nice and proud. Like you take chin and drop it in towards the neck, and then rotate the head to the left. Please consider that the effort to pull the toes towards the shin is still going on. As the head rotates a couple more times slowly, we're going to find us all with the head looking straight to the sky. Now, as we begin to push the fingertips to the earth, I'd like you to squeeze your thighs together. And as we squeeze the thighs together, I'd like you to try to push through the heels without compromising flexion of the feet and the intensity of that squeeze of the thighs. Most important, foot flexion, thigh connection. Weave. Push with the heels, keep that all together. We're going to hold in this for another breath. Give it a little push now. Push a little harder. And then relax. Nice duration with that. Very good job, ladies. Now sweep the arms back. Drop the chin into the chest as the arms sweep forward and Pilates style, take it up. Let's stretch out that low back and dive and hand between feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, walk it back into staff pose and sweep those legs around to find the left leg cornered on the front of the mat. As the right leg sweeps back, we find that 90 and 90, and we have our opportunity to bring the forearm down onto the mat. Find very little lateral flexion of the spine, try to keep it straight. As you bring right hand onto right hip, I'd like you to take that hand and help guide the hip forward. So the plane of the hips is straight up and down. You can take the right ankle, pull it to the sky, hold on it, spine long, and then slowly lower. Rotate it back upward, hold. Try not to compromise the angles in the legs. The angles make a difference in terms of muscle activation. Be mindful that we're not collapsing in as we maintain our lateral structural integrity. Basically means we're keeping the spine falling, flexing laterally as we raise and lower that right foot. Try to explore the range of motion. Of course, you can't go any further down, but going up is what we're really focusing. Now, hold up, rotate the right hip forward, and see if you can raise that foot a little higher in the back, and then lower down
and rotate all the way around the opposite side. I'm gonna be camera facing, so I'm gonna usually move over to the opposite side and set it up. Finding my forearm straight line, nice laterally supported, and starting the exercise with the left foot, raising and lowering. A lot of times these exercises don't feel like we're doing a lot, but they really are. There's such a small window to kind of work on things that are really important. These are not really primary movers of the hip. These muscles we're working, but they support how the hip functions relatively to the primary mover. It allows us to kind of work them to be stronger, be patient, not bored, raising up, holding up, slowly lowering, raise up, hold up. Now take the left hip and rotate it inward and see if you can lift that left ankle a little higher, and then lower that left leg, sweep that left leg forward, and as you excuse me, drive back in a seated position, heels are a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to bring spinal flexion. We're going to enjoy a little bit of hand-to-leg behavior. And as we inhale, we're going to push the chest forward, elongate that spinal column, and then take that chin, dropping it in, pulling it inwardly. Chest is nice and proud. We have a little pull, the elbows backwards, and pulling or impacting those kneecaps as we keep the chest proud. Extend the hands forward, arms are facing, fingertips up. Inhale, raise, pull, an imaginary grapefruit with strings attached, diagonally away, arms in the peripheral, pull, pull, pull. And then as you release your next breath, decurve the spine, slowly lower down, and then take the arms all the way backwards. Extend the legs all the way forward. Inhale, pull opposite direction. Exhale, bring the arms back down. We step the right foot in. Take the left, wrap the right leg. We take that left leg, pull the right leg towards the left spot. Let's roll up onto that left shoulder, so that release the right shoulder. It's going to be met with the reach of the right arm straight up the sky, and then up the fingers. They're going to sweep backwards with that imaginary pull line, pulling long to that lateral body. We're going to keep the pull as we take the right shoulder, rotate it towards our mat. Doesn't have to touch the opportunity to find that side body lengthening, but a nice lengthening happens with that solid pull we want away from the central. Shoulders down or not, you're still getting a pretty good stretch here, hopefully. And then let's bring up those appendages, arm and legs, as we cross over opposite side, guide it down. Use a little bit of resistance that helps to create that little pull and lengthening of those side body muscles. This might feel like the muscles you were just working. Correct, they are. Now, hand reaches high to the sky, finger up, but bring imaginary, of course, holding long. Hit that length. Once you've got the length, then give me the rotation. And keep it full. Take a few breaths. These external or lateral hip muscles suffer the brunt of our sedentary behavior, whether it's driving or whatever. So it's nice to kind of not only exercise them, but find length to kind of allow them to reprogram, be a little more effective, stabilize hip movement. Now let's come back up
uncross. Rock a little roll, little side to side, and when you're ready, pull the knees up and into the chest. Pull in and release out, just kind of rock a little bit, like a little bit of massage, so we breathe with you, like the saying. With our lower back. And then bring your forehead up to meet the knees and then rock it a little, getting some momentum up to the seated position. Now sweep the legs all the way back and come back into a crow-like position. You want to put towel on your face. Me, I'm just going to use my hand as I interlock my fingers and allow my chin to gently rest upon my fingertips. You'll notice that has to be a gentle thing. If you feel pressure in the fingertips, it's a disconnection of the neck muscles. You want the back neck muscles to work, and you can hold that heavy brain of yours up off earth. So it's a gentle touch. If it's anything, if you can, you want to be able to hold up. And now while we keep, hold up the chin, and while we keep our best effort, whether it's gentle or chin up and off the fingertips, I like you to imagine a gentle pull of the neck, long, with my imaginary friend, the string, pulling the top of the head away from the bottom, ladder across the earth, pulling long, dropping the chin, pulling it in towards the neck, raising the head, the back of the head, towards God. Pull a little higher, and as we keep the pull of the back of the head, also remember we want two directions. Back of the head, sky, top of the head, outward, pulling away and up. Now, while we keep that pull, let's connect with that belly. Let's pull, let's see if we can pull the belly button up and into the spinal column. And you're going to feel, hopefully, a nice, like, oh, bunch of muscle working down there. And that's very important muscle. That's stuff that helps to maintain good spinal stabilization of the lumbar or lower back. And we're going to take our head and gently rotate it to the left and let it come down on the earth. And then we're going to lift up the back of the head and rotate it to the opposite side and then lower down. And we're going to do this for a few more repetitions. And while you rep this out, I want you to check in with your shoulders and make sure they're not helping out too much, like raising and lowering. You've got a nice, calm shoulder carry. So try to connect with that or lift down to make sure they're not kind of lifting up and doing funny things. They're just static. On the next rep, keep the gaze of the earth towards the earth. Get your hands underneath the shoulders. If you pull bidirectionally out and up, brow to the chest, use the arms to assist and create some spinal length. This is thoracic extension. So we're getting that upper back nice and long. While you keep it long and assist with that workload is experiencing, with your arms, let's make sure the chest is nice and proud and the head is bidirectionally full. Pull your belly button up and into the spinal column. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, use your arms to help push up and then draw the backwards into child's pose. Let your head relax to the earth. While you walk back with the hands, keep your arms extended long. Lift onto the tops of your feet. See if your hips can drift down towards your heels to get that nice lengthening to the shins. Walk your hands back towards the knees, keeping the chest nice and proud. As practice goes under, drive the heels back. Let's take your heels and go drive to the earth. Come up to a standing, to an inverted position. Well, extend the spine. Inhale, exhale, let the spine flex. Take hand to opposite elbow. We're just taking a nice, comfortable lengthening of the spinal column as we end up this way to relax those muscles. See if you can bring a little straightness to the legs, a little more length, spinal column. Let the head just relax. You can move it gently from side to side. You can release the grip of the elbows. Step your hands onto your shins. As you inhale, push the hands, extend the spine to tabletop. Bend both knees. Sweep the arms forward as you stand tall. Salute the sun. Big, powerful inhale. Powerful exhale. Let the hands extend over heart. I can thank you for joining me today. Good morning, ladies.
Hello.
How's everyone doing today?
Good. How's your Uber driver?
Oh, he's doing okay.
Oh, good. That's good to
Yeah.
know.
She's on a plane.
How's she feeling?
Destination. Pardon me?
How is she feeling?
Crappy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said the good news was when she was telling us that, because by mistake, I said to Karen, because I speak to Kirsten 4 days a week. I was like, oh, I said, Kirsten has a cold. She went, what? I was like, oh, fuck. Anyway, so when she told me she was going to see Bryn for a few days, not that I want Bryn to get sick, but I know that she would get better.
Yeah.
Oh, crapola.
Sue, did she have the baby?
No, she didn't. I certainly had one,
Wow.
but no, she ended up going home. She was 3 centimeters dilated, and they gave her the option to go home. So she went home with her boyfriend.
But her water broke?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, she's 3 centimeters dilated.
Yeah.
I don't know what all that means. So, she went home, and then in the morning, we hung out. We played everything. We played Sean. That's Nala, the 5-year-old of my little sister. So she was here because her mother went to the hospital. She's pregnant, and they couldn't keep the baby with the boyfriend and the mummy. So she came here, and it was busy. We played vacation with the luggage. We played office. We played. I don't know what we played. All kind of things.
But
It's a
she's
lot of
probably
work.
going to have the baby soon, right?
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they offered her to go home. So,
Pitocin in Quebec, or
pardon me?
did they not use Pitocin in Quebec, like to reduce labor, or is that?
No, because she had natural childbirth the last one, so I think they're waiting for it naturally. I mean, I don't know. I don't know this stuff. So, so that was that. So I took her home around 1 with some groceries and stuff, and her mummy was there. She was going to do a chore.
Okay.
Go figure. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
And then I got to be alone watching the hockey game last night.
How the Caps do? Oh,
It was a good
Caps.
one.
What was the score?
We beat Toronto. I want to say 5-2.
Excellent.
We started playing well again. I don't know how, like snipers. So that was good. And there are 2 brothers. One was playing. One plays with us all the time. His name is Arbor Jackeye, and they call him Password because you spell his last name Xejak. He's like from Croatia or Slovenia. His family, and they grew up. These 2 boys. His little brother plays in Laval at the farm team.
Yeah.
But they grew up here as immigrants, in Toronto, and the parents had them in Canadian sweaters and trained them. And Arbor, who I saw at my coffee shop this summer with his girlfriend, is 24, I think. And when he was 21, he was still working at Costco. but
Okay.
playing. So he's never drafted, but they somehow found him, and now he's full time. And his brother got called up because we have some injuries from Laval. So
Yeah.
the parents drove in from Toronto with the sisters, I guess. So everyone was at the game last night. It was very
Oh,
cute.
fun. Very
Yeah.
fun. That's great.
Yeah, that's when immigration works.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, we told Kirsten, Sean, just to send us a class from last week because she's on vacation.
Yeah, you too. You're on vacation. Enjoy.
You're on vacation, so enjoy. And you're going on Wednesday, Sean?
Yeah, exactly. So Wednesday, and back Sunday.
Okay. Well,
You'll be feeling better. You have to get ready for the Hayward Olympics. You know, it's like
yeah.
you need rest for that.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I'm going to say happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy
Thank you. Happy
Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thanksgiving, Peter. and
Have a good
family.
time.
Thank you for doing the class. And Annie, we'll text over the week.
You
Have
bet.
a good vacation. Tell your wife to have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye.